What's up, everybody? No applause? We're here. We're pre-gaming, guys. Honey and Hanger Days for George. All right, guys, thank y'all for coming in. Thank you for being here early. We know the chats are running, but we had a lady, Jimmy the Deuce, always late. So let me introduce my two co-hosts for tonight. We'll start with the Okie Reviews.
Hi, kids.
He don't know what to do with his hands. All right, and my brother from another mother, Jimmy the Douche.
In the house. The deuce is loose.
The deuce is loose, guys. The deuce is loose. What's going on, everybody? Talk to us. We got 18 minutes before the stream starts. I want to know what you're smoking now, what you're drinking now, and let's hear some predictions of some cigars you think will be in the top 10. I always wear this hat on these Prats. I ain't taking this off. I'll be hating. This is the only time I can get away with, other than my mafia party. This is the only other time I can wear this hat. My wife not give me shit about it, okay? The hat's not going nowhere.
With good damn reason, she gives you shit about that hat.
Yeah, I can say that there is one thing that Casey hates in the world other than Jason, and that's that damn hat.
But James seen the magic of this hat in person. He knows how majestic and magical this hat is in person.
It is. It's like you're I don't know what to say.
It's like the equivalent of Jesus beaming light down to you and angels are singing. That's what this hat does when you're in its presence. Unicorn, what's up, Unicorn? Under Crown 10 or in Crown XR for Mr. Hoffman. What a combination.
Is your cousin on there?
So evidently he's the only one smoking and drinking. Okie Reviews, Dave said he's never heard of her. Still in the trash bin. So Cowboy Customs is smoking the Watch Series red and blue. Very nice.
We need a little more light on you, I think.
Yeah, he needs some light so we see how ugly he is.
Oh, damn it. That's good.
Oh, my God. Zoom out, zoom out.
Hi, Amy.
See, that was the importance of getting here early, Jimmy the Deuce.
Yeah.
You can't do all this live. You can't have your film production crew setting you up while we're already live.
Yeah, I know. She's got the makeup on me, so
I got some Widow Jane 10-year here to do some shots for our fallen brothers in a little bit.
I'm drinking the good standard Lafrogue.
Never heard of her. Josh, all the way from the UK with no pants on.
Josh with the new tattoo. We don't need the light. Turn it off. Okay.
You look like Casper the Friendly Ghost. Or you look like Slimer, actually. That would be the ghost I go with.
Well,
So sorry.
I got your Slimer right here.
You
Is this
can't
still
get
slime?
right there. That's...
Hey, Amy's in the screen.
Yeah. She's trying to get me set up.
You can't.
Let's go in 3, 2.
You know he can't do this kind of stuff. Good thing this is the pre-show, and you'll have all this out of your system by the time the real festivity.
Amy's standing over there pulling the Wayne's World. She's going with the 5, 4.
Yeah. She's total Wayne's World over here.
Trash
Camera
man.
1, camera 2, camera 1, camera 2.
How many fingers am I holding up? Jazz hands. What's up, Trashy? Jordan Whitehouse, how the hell you been, man? How's the deer season treating you?
Your earbuds? Okay.
Yeah, but it's live mic.
So evidently only one person in our chat is going to be smoking tonight because 2 have named cigars. Joe, what's up, Gator fan? What you smoking, man? Come on, guys. Let's hear some predictions. We got 14 minutes before we actually kick this show off. Okie turns to a gremlin at a certain time, so we got to be done so we don't see his transformation because he just ate, and you're never supposed to feed a gremlin. I got to watch him eat.
Good hair stuff.
Yep.
I'm still trying to get used to this East Coast time. So it's really pushing my bedtime now. So
It's only an hour difference.
I know, but an hour's an hour.
See, what happened is you took a whole 2 months off work, and now you're not back on the 8-hour schedule of work.
I'm really trying to be. I'm working from home. I roll out of bed at 7:55 and got my computer on at 8. And
Well, I told Casey that the other day. What was it called? James Tober. All you do was sit at home the whole month of October and watch horror movies.
that's
James Tober.
that's pretty much.
That's pretty epic, man.
And then wrote the world's greatest novel in 2 weeks. So
I know, and I ain't got my copy in to read yet.
I'm in the rewrites.
Okay.
And my manager gave me a couple of things to work on. So
Very nice.
I'm gonna work on it. Then in 2022, y'all will see the book come out.
Nice. Is it unicorns and fairies and pixie dust?
It's all about that, and everybody wears little bowler hats like yours.
I love it. It's gonna sell. George, my man George seems to have one of the best combos going right now. Honey and hand grenades.
Oh,
The
nice
Puro
cigar.
Wilderness Trail. That's what he's picking tonight.
Sir. So, Gator fan, you got to hit us up. We smoke all of our Connoisseurs Club sticks every Monday night at 6:30. So that way we can go with Monday Night Football and smoke Connoisseurs Club sticks and review them. So hit me up. We'll get you added in if you want to.
Yes, sir. They'd be doing a herfy herf.
Pine needles.
Tonight for the stream, guys, I'm going to be smoking at Elliott Ness. Love it.
Oh, nice.
Box press like I love. Y'all know me. I like a box press, so that's what I'm going with. GT Racer, welcome. Seems like everybody's visiting us from YouTube land tonight. I haven't seen a single Facebook comment yet. 12th anniversary from Jimmy.
I'm gonna be going the 12th anniversary,
Is that what you smoked?
and I'm back to back. I'm finishing up my first one as we speak. So,
Well, back to back with the 12th anniversary.
back to back with the 12th anniversary.
Damn, you're a baller, man. I started with a Murder Hornet is what I had sidebarring with Okie while I watched him eat. So I did a little quick smoke earlier today. I did a Series E Crown Heads. That's one of my favorite cigars of 2021. So I made sure to get that in today. Escape, what's up, brother?
It's probably not too.
Escape sighting. He's not on GTA tonight. He's actually in here. Maybe because Okie carries him in GTA and he can't play right now.
I wouldn't quite go that far.
All right, guys, in the chat right now. Everybody, right now, what was your favorite cigar of the year? In the chat. Let's just see. I'm curious if any of your favorites is going to be on this top 10 list right here.
Hang on.
What's up, Bruce?
I'm going to twist it real quick. That you smoked for the first time in 2021.
Ah, there you
Oh.
go. Chris Hoffman with the diamond crown earlier. Very nice. So, yeah, that throws a wrench in it. 2021. I would have to say my favorite 2021 cigar I have was the Series E that I just spoke about. George with the Pedrino. That's a great cigar. Amadola's killing it right now. Trashy says the Vince. That was a collab with Pravada and Blackbird.
Yep.
Another little box press, and I know how Okie feels about box press, so we won't stay on that subject long.
Well, ironically, the one that I'm smoking is a box press. However,
Exactly.
it's one of the ones on the list, so I'm not giving anything away yet.
Yeah, I got you.
I mean, come
Elliott
on.
Ness Maduro. There you go, George. That's what I'm going to be having tonight, brother. You know, and last year, we pretty much last year and the year before, if memory serves me right, Okie, James, y'all were both in these lives with me the last 2 years. Pretty much, if I remember right, the consensus was 7 to 8 of the top 10 both years were all boutique brands. I don't remember it being no more than 2, maybe 3 floaters in the countdown that wasn't boutique brands, if I remember right.
Yeah, or a 100% custom blend. Yeah.
Damn, George is on his 3rd box of Elliott Ness. I got some catching up to do then. Hey, look at there, Warhead 7 from Sad Dave. Chris Hoffman, Padron 1926. But that, I mean, yeah, that's a
But
good one.
If he smoked it for the first time,
Right,
because
right.
believe it or not,
Well,
as big of a Padron junkie as I am, I had never smoked an 80th. And I finally broke down and smoked an 80th this summer and absolutely loved it.
Well, and that's what I was about to comment on the back end. There's several different variations of the 1926. They are constantly putting out anniversary versions of the 1926, which, I mean, you can't go wrong. To me, I still have some. I think that was Okie several years ago gave my wife the recommendation. She bought me a box, and I normally smoke them once a year on my birthday now. And
Well,
so
she asked the question, I need a box of high-end cigars that are special occasions and all that other stuff. And I said, well, Padron, and if you're going to go Padron, go 80th, even though I hadn't had one, because there is no bad Padron.
There's no bad Padrones. Yeah.
No, and it's magical, man. I'm not going to lie, but it is something I only smoke once a year, maybe twice a year, but it's still, I mean, I think it was a box of 8 or 10 and still got half of them. I mean, it's not something I smoke a lot.
Yeah, I smoked the 50 whenever we did our Pacific Northwest meetup, and that was by far my favorite cigar of the year. They had it in the natural there, and then smoked that 80th in the natural. And, I mean, it's tough to beat one Padron with another, but the 80th does it. You know, even with that Bellicoso shape on it. Hell, I smoked the Padron Black for the first time this year. That thing was excellent. You know, Padron junkie, so, yeah.
Yeah, Gator, that was a great cigar. The Rare Leaf was a good cigar this year. And I was very surprised the Rare Leaf did not even make our list. I figured it would have snuck in the top 10 because I've seen a lot of guys buying it when it came out, but there was no love for it.
Yeah, and here's the funky thing is I like the Supreme Leaf better than the Rare Leaf.
And I was totally opposite.
Yeah, the Rare Leaf had a sweetness on it that didn't necessarily agree with my palate. I liked the almost like a cashew butter and pepper flavor that I got off the Supreme Leaf way better. The Rare Leaf just had that weird sweetness that just attacked the palate, and I didn't enjoy it as much. It's a great cigar, don't get me wrong. I mean, you know, burn perfect, flavors were consistent through the whole thing. It's just sometimes when that one flavor grabs a hold, it don't let go.
Yep. All right, so a quick question. We got 2 Facebook viewers in here right now. Drop a comment. I'm just curious to see who pops in these things on Facebook and if it's worth continuing the dual coverage. So I'm just curious. I'm going to gauge tonight how many actual Facebook users are using these lives. It's super easy to do, but I'm just wondering. Yes, that one right there. There you go. Blind Man's Bluff, this is trouble. That was great. Yeah, George, they really picked it up mid-year. It's like it was a slow year for cigars, and then come June, July, everybody was putting out their limited stuff from there on to Christmas. It was just financially not good for the pocketbook second half of the year.
And unfortunately, that's when I moved. So I was just smoking what, you know, shameless plug here, but, you know, Smoke Inn sends me cigars every month. And so I got to where I was smoking them, whatever I had in the humidor. So as far as new stuff, you know, unless it came out of Smoke Inn, I was kind of on the back end of stuff for a while.
That's because you didn't have me to play golf with.
Because I wasn't playing golf and trying out all this new stuff.
Yeah, and I think, you know, a big part about it was all the trade shows being delayed. And I think that was massive. I mean, you had the backup of stuff. People couldn't get to Nicaragua, you know, or the Dominican Republic or Honduras or wherever to be able to make stuff. Then finally it opened up, but then it was trade show season. So these guys are coming out hammering. I mean, what do we had? We had, what's it, PCA and the big one that was right before that. Hell, they were 2 months apart. And ordinarily they're 6 months apart. So, I mean, it was big to be able to get their stuff out and get it out there on the market. I mean, there was a ton of stuff that wasn't even available. It was shopped at PCA in July, and then it went absolutely crazy trying to wait until October to get all these deliveries done to all these shops, and then ordering from all the shops. I mean, hell, it's like you said, from October all the way through now, it's been very tough to maintain a budget.
My man Johnny, I have not had the McFly yet. How good is the McFly? Has anybody else had the McFly yet?
Hello, McFly.
I mean, just being an 80s kid, man, you almost got to buy it just because of the reference to Back to the Future. I mean, you got to try it.
Yep. Well, and that's kind of the fun deal about Oscars. He came out and he did the Superfly, which, I mean, was the 70s, you know,
Right.
the crushed velvet and velour
Yeah.
and, you
The
know,
purple lettering.
Oh,
is
yeah. I was
awesome.
looking. I was expecting those to come in the trunk of like a 77, you know, Sedan DeVille or something. That's what I was expecting those cigars to come in. But now he flipped it over to the 80s, and you know.
Well, we're gonna have a Jello wrestling match right now. It's gonna be George versus Corey Davis. Winner takes all. George is meh on the McFly, and Corey Davis is the McFly is awesome. So we're gonna let those two guys wrestle it out in some Jello, and we'll see what happens. Corey Davis follows it up with a George's dumb.
Yeah, wouldn't that kind of be detrimental to George? Because I mean, isn't all he eats is like Jello?
It's Jello pudding pops.
There you go. Gotcha. My bad.
It's different. The young kids eat Jello.
The extra dark ones.
Right, the
He likes
pudding
that in his
pop.
mouth.
All right, I'm about to light up the Elliott Ness, guys, and we will get this kicked off in a minute. I'm still waiting on some of you guys' predictions of what you think is going to take the top cigar this year. You know, I almost got a crow out, Chris, but the only ones I have left are the Robustos, and it would smoke too quick, so I had to go with something a little bit bigger. Jeffrey Amendola in the house, man.
What's
Good thing
up,
you're in here, man.
Amendola?
You're going to love this tonight. Good thing you're in here, brother. And I love the
Well,
fact
you
that
and
you're
your
on Facebook.
You can't keep a secret for shit.
Hey, we got 10 cigars a name. It don't show where they're at or what's going on.
God bless.
Corey Davis dropping bombshells in here now that Jeffrey's in here. We're about to get it kicked off, brothers. Go ahead, guys. Get your drinks in hand. Get your cigars lit. We're about to start off the show as we always do in just a second, and we're going to take a shot for our fallen brothers.
What the hell?
Oki's getting a booty call live.
No, somebody, you know, hit a damn button in one of our Discord DMs, and it
It was probably James.
no.
Wasn't me.
That's why he got up and ran.
That's why that was it. Hey, I do have to say, you know, I ended this year in a great way because I was able to go to the Cigar Heritage Festival in Ybor City. And, you know, they didn't have it last year. It's really the only cigar festival I've been to. But to be able to be back amongst a bunch of smokers, to be able to see some of my burner brothers there and sisters, it was really great. And I bought way too many cigars, but the one that I've smoked that really stood out to me is Hiram and Solomon has a new cigar out, and it was a freebie with one of the 5-packs that I got. It's a brand new one, and it was really, really good. It reminded me of why I'd started smoking Hiram and Solomon several years ago. So if you're out there and you're looking, I believe it started with the C.
Is
You
it
know,
their Cigars for Warriors special edition they have, or is it a totally different one?
it's a different one. It was a new one that had just come out. Now I want to say it's Cerebum or something.
Okay. I missed that one. The last one I had noticed they came out with was the Cigars for Warriors. So just curious, I'll have to check that out because used to, I mean, that was one of the companies I would smoke a lot of. The Master Mason I really, really loved. Is that I think that's the blue label one. I like the blue one and the purple one. That were the two labels I like.
Yep,
Well, I went ahead and I bought a 5-pack of the ones that I hadn't smoked because they've really expanded their line. So I didn't get the blue and the purple that I would normally get.
Right.
So that's to come, and after this I'll post and let
Yes,
everybody
do
know
that.
what that one is called and take a picture of the band. It was a very good cigar. Very it was a darker cigar. It had tons of flavor in it. Just kind of roller coastered in your flavors. Very good.
That's what she said. All right, guys, it's official showtime. Let's start this off. Thank you all for coming in. Thank you for everybody that hung out the 20 minutes beforehand and talked with us. But I do want to start this show, and I want us to raise our glasses, your bottles, whatever you got. We always kind of do a barrel burners up for our brothers in heaven that we've lost, and we know they're looking down on us, and they're watching this with us tonight. So salute to our fallen brothers and sisters, and barrel burners up. All right. Showtime at the Apollo. All right, guys. So we're going to start from 10, work our way down 6 through 10. We're not going to stay on long. I'll name them. We'll say if we smoked it, we liked it. We'll let you guys comment, and we're going to slow roll. We'll take a little more time when we get to 5 to 1. I'll have pictures on the screen and everything of those cigars. So yeah, with that getting started, let's roll, guys. Number 10, and let me give you a little backstory. I personally do not vote on these cigars at all. I know Oki does not. I don't know if James did or not, but the way we get these top cigars, we give a ballot to every member. The first ballot is a write-in of your favorite 3 cigars of the year. So once that ballot's done and tallied, I take every cigar that was mentioned more than once, put them on another ballot, and then everybody votes on their favorite out of all that. So this is 2 rounds of voting to get us this top 10. And like I said, I don't vote on it. I don't put any input in it. Normally I've smoked them, and that's as far as it is. So there's no way that we do anything different. That's how it's done. It's voted on the members. If you didn't vote, shame on you. Don't comment. All right, so here we go. Number 10 was a Privada collab cigar with Blackbird Cigars. It's the Vince, and I, for one, like the Vince. I like a box press. Thought the Vince was a great cigar. Did either one of you guys have the Vince?
I had the OG that was put out a couple of years ago. The first time that he passed it around, I believe it came out around the same time that the Fast Eddie came around, that he did as well. So I had it way back. I don't know what has changed about it since then, but
okay,
you know, he brought fire with the Vince. I mean, that was probably one of my favorite cigars by him.
Well, and I think that cigar gravitated more to the smaller ring gauges you like. That would in turn made that cigar the flavor bomb. When Jonas makes a smaller ring gauge cigar, it's normally fire. It's full of flavor.
Yeah, especially with the Dominican tobaccos that he's using. I mean, a lot of times it's very, very, it's a fine line to get those Dominicans in the right vitola to really make those flavors pop. And he did a good job with that one. I want to say it was like a 5.5 by 48 box press whenever it first came out.
That sounds about right. Definitely no bigger than a 48.
Yeah.
Definitely no bigger. Chris Hoffman has had that one. We got Bob in here going to light up a Murder Hornet. All right, chat. Anybody else have the Vince? Any comments on the Vince before we go to the number 9 of the year? And the number 9 is shocking me. I mean, I don't.
Yep. Hey, but Trashy's smoking one of my favorites, the Las Calaveras from 2018, the green, the one that they did with the San Andreas. That thing is fantastic. Probably the best Las Calaveras I've had.
Have you tried the 2021 yet?
I have not. The wrapper is not one of my preferred wrappers. So I'm slow playing Mr. Yellow. I will at some point, but I'm digging my heels in for right now.
Well, that's what I was about to get at. The 18, like you said, was my favorite. The 20, yep. I did not like at all.
The Sumatra, yes.
But the 2021 I'm actually enjoying, but I still would edge it out and say the 18 is better, but I am enjoying the 2021 more than the 2020.
Yep.
All right, Bruce loved the Vince, and George says the Vince was okay, but not great. So, all right, with that, we're moving on. So, number 10 was the Vince LCA. Well, I don't think it was LCA then, but it was Privada and Blackbird. Number 9 I would have never imagined this cigar even being on the list this year. It's the Perdomo 10th anniversary Maduro. That's number 9 on the list. I have not had that one, not in the Maduro. So I have nothing I can say on that one. That definitely, I probably wouldn't pick it up in the store tomorrow if I seen it. That's just me.
That's a good cigar. I'm with you. I'm surprised that it made the top 10, but maybe it's something I need to, turn back and try again. Perdomo used to be my absolute go-to until I really got into boutiques.
Yep.
And y'all hear the airplane going over?
Yeah.
Yes.
Yeah. Sorry. But for Perdomo, they're good. They're solid.
George says blah. Brian says it was good, but not on this level.
The 10th anniversary series was fantastic. I mean, the whole thing, I think it's some of Perdomo's best work that he's done. It started out with the original Champagne Epicure. That was a fantastic cigar. Then he uncorked that Maduro. The Maduro actually won Cigar of the Year with Two Guys Cigars and the Cigar Authority last year. And it was a very high-selling cigar. He does good with that. My personal favorite in that lineup, I think Nick Perdomo does better than just about anybody else with a sun-grown wrapper. So if you have not had that 10th anniversary in the sun-grown, you have to try that one.
Yeah, that's the only one I've had, and it came in one of my monthly boxes. I don't remember what box I got it in, but once again, I wouldn't have bought it, but I smoked it.
Yep, and if you have a buddy that has never smoked cigars before, definitely get them started on that champagne or on the 10th anniversary line. Period. I started another burner on those. They burn perfect. I mean, they're draw tested. There's nothing wrong with those cigars. They will smoke every single time. So, I mean, I love recommending that 10th series. Start out with the Connecticut wrapper, move to the Maduro, then move to the sun-grown.
And the Lot 23s. I think Perdomo did a great deal with the Lot 23s. They're again more sun-grown, just in a different line.
And this is one of those rare non-boutique companies that have actually snuck up in our countdown, because like we were talking about earlier, the previous 2 years, I think 8 of the 10 cigars both years were all boutique brands. So that pretty much shows you what barrel burners mostly are revolving around the boutique world. So this is one of those rare ones that kind of came from nowhere and got up here. So the next one, number 7, and I actually love this cigar.
Number 8.
Number 8.
Oh yeah, I'm sorry. I put a line through it. Number 8. This cigar was on our list last year. I don't remember if it was top. I think this cigar was in our top 5 last year, so it's still lingering around. It's the HVC Hot Cake. If I remember right, the Hot Cake was in our top 5 last year.
I think it was in our top 3 last year.
Yep.
Yeah, great cigar. And it's got staying power. What can we say?
Yep.
HVC is kind of taking over a little niche market where I know, like the Black Fridays, a lot of the guys buy the Black Fridays, and so they're kind of hitting this little area there. But yeah, so 2 years in a row. I mean, it's fell a little bit, but it's still being smoked by our members. So
the Hot Cake was really good. You're talking the HVC lineup. Yeah, the HVC lineup. I mean, go smoke it. I mean, it's fantastic. The HVC 500 is amazing. The HVC Black Friday, both the Edición Especiales, the 2018 and the 2015, both of them readily available. All fantastic smokes. Personal preference, the Black Friday. This year's release was a little bit sweeter than the ones in the past. Not as much, that really peppery chocolate flavor, but it had another sweetness to it that was really good. Wasn't digging the ring gauge on it. They went up to like a 54, 56 on it instead of keeping it a little smaller, but it does not lack in flavor. So if you haven't had that one yet, jump on the Black Friday if they're still out there.
I didn't get the Black Friday this year. The previous 2 years I did get them, but great smokes. But I've had the Hot Cake. I've had the Bravado exclusive version, which is the chocolate cake. I've had that one, but this Hot Cake is a great cigar. And George says the 2015 is a banger.
Yes, sir. Yep.
All right, number 7. This is one I really liked. It was kind of hard to find at first. You can get your hands on it now. It's the Street Taco.
Noel Rojas.
Yeah, Rojas Street Taco. That's one that I liked. I've enjoyed. I got a couple left this year. I really like the street taco this year.
Yep. I haven't done that one. I didn't go chasing it whenever it was really, really, really limited. But now, like you said, you can find it. I mean, it's out there on many, many sites. So you're going to be able to go out and find it, or many, many shops. Definitely got to try it. I tried his first 2 releases that he did. They were given to me by another burner brother down in Texas. It was just, right down the road from him. So they're fantastic cigars. I mean, he knows what he's doing.
Brian says too much pepper, and I like pepper. So
I like pepper too.
I don't think you can ever have enough pepper. So,
yep.
Dirty Birdie likes the tacos. Bob likes the tacos. Corey Davis is in here talking fantasy football.
Damn it. I had Keenan Allen going. Son of a bitch.
Yep. George did not like the taco, but loves
Wait. So we've heard, even in the pre-show, we've heard from George for 4 or 5 different smokes. That's the best he has said is,
The older people get, the grumpier they get, right?
I'm not sure George is on point tonight. So everybody take George. George, I love you. You know I love you. We're gonna take you at
grain of salt.
with a grain of salt tonight.
All right, moving on. Number 6. This is the second Pravada collab stick that makes the list tonight, and I actually had this one earlier tonight. It's the Murder Hornet. This was an LCA release. The Room 101 Pravada Murder Hornet. That is I normally don't like cigars that ring gauge, but it's a little powerhouse, man.
It's a great little cigar. I think the first time I had a Murder Hornet is in Jersey for anniversary 1, and it just absolutely blew my mind. And the iterations after that have just all been incredible. Just a great cigar.
I liked it
Definitely
because Matt went with a
bundle-worthy.
ring gauge. Yeah, Matt went with a ring gauge that he doesn't normally roll. And
Right.
that's what I really appreciated about it is, I mean, it was a ring gauge that I enjoy. I mean, that 5x40, 446, absolutely love. Even with the tobaccos that were in it, there was still some spice and kick to it. Even though he was using the majority Dominican in that one. I mean, it was a fantastic cigar.
And a little off subject, Jeff, that is a great cigar. I will give you that. I did buy some
I got
of
to
those.
try that anniversary version because I really love the lunatic torches. So
Now George is talking with sense again. See, that's all.
Oh, he's back.
Yeah, you put him in his line there. All right, so that was number 7. So I'll go back. I'm sorry, that was number 6. So I'll go back and name your 10 through 6 again. Number 10 was the Vince Pravada Blackbird. Number 9, Perdomo 10th Maduro. Number 8 was HVC Hot Cake. Number 7 was the Street Taco. And number 6 was the Murder Hornet. So now we are what everybody is here for, the top 5 cigars. So let's go. Anybody want to throw some predictions in chat real quick before I unveil number 5? Top 5, it's showtime. I'll give you about 10 more seconds, chat, to kind of comment what you think's in this top 5, and we're going to roll with it.
I apologize, George. I thought he had a little bit of Dominican in that one.
That's what she said. Oh. All right, guys. Number 5 cigar of the year, voted on by Barrel Burners. Oh, what did we got there? Amador Pedrino, the number 5 cigar voted on by the members. There's a little info about it real quick, and then we will go. So drum roll, please. Drum roll doesn't happen. Matthew, what's up, man? Trashy, you missed the drum roll, man. So number 5 cigar, Amador, AJ Fernandez, right? This was Amador and AJ on this one?
AJ.
Yes, sir. Yep. The original was going to be Lazona. Why they moved to AJ, don't know. But part of the thing that I did like about it is it brought in all of the original stuff. It originally had that Indonesian Sumatra on there, which I was about. But then they rolled over to that Connecticut broadleaf that's on there. fantastic. Cocoa, coffee, earth. It's got that AJ signature spice in there as well. So they did a fantastic job blending that cigar.
Yeah,
really good cigar.
And everybody knows Oki and I are cousins. We've got a familiar palate. It's the same thing for me. To me, this is the cigar flavors that I go with: the leathery, the cocoa.
Oh yes.
You get a little bit of espresso in it.
Yep.
But it's got that flavor that AJ throws in, which is kind of some people will say a cinnamon, but it's actually kind of an anise, if you know what that is.
Oh yeah.
Flavoring in it's just a spice higher than cinnamon, and you throw that in there with those others, and it just blends so well. Such a flavorful cigar. Definitely a go-to cigar.
Yeah, and the other part that I liked about it is it wasn't just the one-trick pony with the coffee, the leather, the chocolate, stuff like that in there. Is I got a lot of rye bread and sweet cream butter.
Yeah,
and that was just something that kind of rocked in that thing. Every once in a while, you just get 2 or 3 puffs in a row that rolled that.
It kind of rolls through. You get that creamy taste, a little bit of vanilla to it.
Yep, and he probably got green pepper on the retro. I mean, I'm just saying.
Oh, come on now. That's a different cigar.
But yeah, I can't find.
We will never get past the green peppers, will we?
That is a near perfect cigar. I mean, AJ and Amendola, that's great. Billy, well, thanks for coming by, buddy.
Billy,
you too. All right, so that's number 5. So number 5 was Amendola Pedrino. All right, Oki, I'm going to let you take number 4 because
if people don't know, Pedrino means in Italian the Godfather.
Nice tidbit of fat, and I'm gonna let
Oki take a little bit there for you.
Number 4 cigar voted on by barrel burners, and I know George is gonna love this one.
Yes, this is the Espinosa Laranja Azulejo. Boy, this cigar scared the shit out of me to begin with because they threw a Ecuadorian Sumatra on as far as the wrapper goes. But then they came with that Brazilian Arapiraca binder on it, and then they went every growing region in Esteli. And they added back all of those really great Nicaraguan flavors inside of there. I smoked it in the Robusto to start. I'm on the Corona right now. Both Vitolas are fantastic. Sumatra has a really nasty tendency to try to overpower stuff with sweetness, but this thing is blended perfect. And I'm going to have to buy boxes.
And let me just stop right there before I let James speak. Todd Swift. Man, Amendola is not up and coming, brother. They are here, man. They are here.
Yes, sir.
Yeah. All right, you can go ahead, James.
Yeah, if anybody knows me, Espinosa's good, but I'm not drawn to them. But the Laranja has always been my favorite of the Espinosa line. And
it's been lingering around our countdowns too. We have one in the top 5 last year.
Yeah.
Yes.
And I've done my due diligence with Espinosa. But the Laranja has always been my top for them. And when they brought this one out, again, it does have a lot of pepper in it, which I love. I know, Jason, I know you love that too. And it goes through that, and every now and then you'll get a little bit of a kind of a white bread cracker taste to it. It's very, very flavorful. This is not this is not something you smoke. This is one you kind of experience because there's so many flavors in it. And if you've missed it, go back and smoke it again and just sit there and make a list of everything that you taste. And you're going to come out with a big list. They went all out with this one.
Well, and I'm late to the party on this one. I was a slacker. I didn't get this cigar till about 2 weeks ago, only because of this countdown. But, I mean, I do love Espinosa. There's normally not a bad Espinosa I smoke. There was just so much other stuff I wanted right now. I got mine up here too. We have Espinosa Elite. I mean, they get my money too. But I was really impressed with this cigar, and I bought I guess it would be the Robusto size, possibly. I bought the smaller one, and that was a flavor powerhouse.
It is.
And even in the 554, I mean, it had all the flavor that you wanted. I'm a huge fan of the Laranja Oscuro. I love that cigar. The Corona Gorda, I mean, it is fantastic. I've got 2 boxes in the house. Love it when I can find it in the Lancero. And I thought, it's going to be tough. I mean, you got big balls to try to follow that one, and I think they did a good job. Does this replace the Oscuro for me? No, but this is still a damn good smoke.
It's a damn good cigar, and again, going back to the Pedrino, with all the with what I call, my perfect palette of the leathers and the peppers and the mochas and everything. They bring that, and then they bring in that nuttiness, and then they bring in a little bit of a bready. And I never tried it with a beer, but I would say that this would probably be really good with a darker beer. If anybody's tried that, let me know. But just with that flavor profile, I think a good beer would just make that pop.
Right. Well, and it's standing up to Booker's right now. So, I mean, it's not shying away from the task.
Oh, there we go.
Very nice. It likes it. All right. So that was number 4. So let's go back. We got several new people in here that may have missed. So we're going to go back to 10, work our way back up. Then we'll announce the number 3. Number 10 was the Privada Blackbird Vince. Number 9, Perdomo 10th Maduro. Number 8, which is the HVC Hot Cake. Number 7 was the Street Taco. Number 6 was another Privada Room 101 Murder Hornet. Number 5, that was the Amador Pedrino. Number 4, what we just talked about. What is it, Okie?
It is the Laranja Azulejo. Sorry. Yeah. It's named after the pretty blue tiles that they use in the architecture down in Brazil.
Everybody else says Laranja.
I only speak redneck, so, I can't help you there. All right, so here it is. Number 3. Number 3 cigar on our list. This cigar has been around and been in our top 5 before. It's still lingering at number 3, and we will go ahead and announce it. It is the Viva La Vida Club 500. Took number 3, so it is back in our top 5 yet again. Billy and Gus always find a way to be in our top 5 list. This is the 3rd year, and they have had a cigar in the top 5 every year. And it's been a different variation of the Viva each time. Other than this time, this is back-to-back for the 500.
Back-to-back. Yep. I think that alone shows what they're bringing to it.
Right.
Long live this cigar. And when you sent it out and this one popped up, I'm like, wow, that's a great staying power. That's a cigar it's going to last. Obviously, everybody's got that on their to-go-to. And basically for 40 or the last 24 months, this cigar has been on the top of all of our list since we announced it to last year to this year.
Well, it's the one that was like you were in your kitchen pantry and it was nothing but bacon spices. It was a chocolate bar with cinnamon and all this other just baking flavors. It was like having a treat.
And still, I love having it with the coffee. And, if you like to mess with your coffee, throw a little chocolate, throw a little cinnamon in it. And, man, you can drink and smoke the exact same thing all across there. Yeah. Great cigar. The brothers are still bringing it to us.
Yep.
Thank you, Billy.
I can't wait for the next stuff to come out. They've been teasing us with for, it seems like 2 years now. Billy and Gus, you guys, thank you for dropping by. You're always a supporter. It's always good when I tally these votes and see you guys are still hanging around and you're still one of the cigars that we love to smoke.
Yep. And, going back to the Viva and stuff like that, I mean, it was the OG Robusto and the OG Diademas Fina.
Oh, the Diademas
those were the 2 cigars. The closest thing that I found those is the Atlantic exclusive. They've done a good job, playing with the ring gauges and stuff like that. They do get some flavor changes. So each cigar has the same core, but there's unique nuances about each and every Vitola that they put out.
They're all just a little bit different, but they don't move away from that smokability that makes it such a great cigar.
Yep.
They don't all taste the same, but you're going to go back to them. And really, Billy and Gus, y'all do such a great job.
Yeah.
Um,
The two I still
one-
gravitate towards more than anything is the Diademus and the Jester. That's the two that
Yeah.
I gotta keep them around. That's the two that I love.
Yep.
But the Club 500, ever since we did the pre-release, we did the pre-release stream where we all smoked it together.
That had the green pepper on it.
Correct.
it had the green pepper.
And green pepper.
Yeah. I've still got my white label from the pre-release somewhere.
Yes, I do too.
Yeah.
So yeah, great job, Billy and Gus, man. And thank y'all for coming in here, and thank you, Amendola, for being in here when we announced your top 5. It's always good to have you guys that support us as well as we support you, and you guys come in here with the curiosity to see if your stuff holds up to what we're smoking. So we love seeing that. So with that was number.
Hang on, but here's the funny part: is that we've got a theme going here. The Amendola, AJ Fernandez. The Laranja Azulejo was done at San Lotano with AJ Fernandez. All the Viva line from Artesano del Tabaco, AJ Fernandez. Are you getting a theme here, kids? If you want to make a cigar, go see AJ.
I was going to bring that up because I know something else that's coming through.
Yes.
But I completely agree. I caught that too. Yes, AJ is on their game.
Well, yeah, they're going to love one of the other ones. Yeah, I mean, I didn't even put it together till Okie pointed it out that AJ has had his hands in. I don't even see where the guy has time to sleep anymore, honestly.
What's he do?
I mean, he's blended 90% of the cigars on the market right now. He's had his hands in.
It's either
and obviously we
back in Orsa.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And obviously, we're just we're a small group, but if you look at it from the fraction of quality assurance, and you say this group loves AJ Fernandez
and signature flavors.
Signature flavors.
Signature with AJ.
Yeah, and again, one of AJ's signatures is that cinnamon, that anise flavoring that they put in there with their tobacco, the way they age it. I mean, obviously, quality assurance, you pull one out and you check things. And I think from our group, when you look at it and you're like, wow, we really lean towards these boutiques with AJ that obviously they're doing something incredibly right.
Well, I think what impresses me more, AJ's got his hands in helping these different blends like with Billy and Gus and Amendola, but then you take in account how many cigars he puts out for, let's say, Cigars International. He does the Diesel. He does the Man of Wars. He's got his hand in all these other cigars that he's constantly turning out, and they have like 20 different blends of these brands.
Hey,
and it's constantly...
Sleeper, JR Cigars, go find his damn witch doctor.
Yeah. The witch doctor for sure.
Good call.
Yeah. So
you can normally find the witch doctor 50% off on their website and get a box for hardly anything, and it's such a damn good
for a box of 10. Yeah.
Right.
Yeah. So and another thing to throw in here, the Amendola. This is another thing that I noticed as we were rolling through. Amendola Pedrino, $11. Azulejo, $12 between all their different sizes and stuff like that. The Viva 500 ranges from 12 to 14.
I've spoken to Room 101. I think it's $11 or $12.
Yeah.
You don't keep secrets for shit.
Well, that's also the boutique world we live in. You got better cigars and a cheaper price.
That's it.
So,
that's true.
Yep.
All right, so here we go, guys. We're moving on to number 2 now, and this cigar kind of shocked me. I found it to be a good cigar. It's just not a size I normally gravitate towards either. Number 2 cigar on the list, and this one got me. I never expected this one to be on here. But there you go.
Yes, the Foundation Tabernacle Goliath, $14 MSRP, 5x58 Perfecto. You've got Nicaragua, king of the broadleaf. He's out there. He threw that Connecticut broadleaf Maduro at it. And then he threw the Mexican San Andreas binder at it. Funny thing, he used Jamastron from Honduras in the filler. He used Jalapa and Esteli to bring the power. I love the Tabernacle. My favorite is in the Corona size. I love the Lancero when I can find it. The Goliath. Yeah, the Goliath being that 58 ring and that Perfecto, there was flavor there, but it wasn't the hammer that I absolutely love from the Tabernacle. Great cigar, don't get me wrong. I think, if that's your jam, smoke the damn thing. Right. This is one of those this one really surprised me when you put this one out.
Yeah, and to be that high up on the list, I guess because it was, first of all, when it came out, it was nearly impossible to buy. So everybody's looking for it. Now you can find it again, and being such a new cigar, I guess it was still fresh on people's minds, but I would never imagine it would broke top 10, much less creeped all the way up the top 2 in our list.
But again, for me, it's got that same flavor profile, that earthy, leathery, a little bit of hay. What I've always considered this traditional cigar flavors, and I think they did a great job with it. I agree with everybody on the small size. Yep. And maybe size to $14 for the Goliath. I think it's $12 for the David.
Right.
It may be a little reach on there. Grab one of their bigger ones. It tastes fairly the same, and you get a little bit more bang for your buck. Yep. But it still, if you like smaller cigars and you want to smoke through that, it's got all these great flavors in it.
All right, so let's go. We're about to do number 1. While I am announcing, I'm going to go back and do the playthrough of 10 through 2 real quick. I want everybody to kind of guess what they think the number 1 cigar this year voted on. Number 10 was Privada and Blackbird with the Vents. Number 9, Perdomo 10th Maduro. Number 8 was the HVC Hot Cake. Number 7 was the Street Taco. Number 6 was Privada again with Room 101 and the Murder Hornet. Number 5 was Amador Pedrino. Number 4 was the Espinoza Reserva Azulejo, as Oki would say.
Yeah.
Number 3 was the Viva La Vida Club 500 box pressed. Of course, it's a box press, so I like it. Number 2 is the Tabernacle that we just spoke of. So now the comments making me laugh. So now we're on number 1. This is a true 2021 cigar. So without further ado, we got a few people saying Room 101. People say James sucks because he gave it up. Foundation's really good, Paul says.
No one would ever said anything if David wouldn't have.
I don't know. Was the 10th anniversary in year 1 and 2? It seems like we had an anniversary stick one time.
Nope, the 10th and the 11th were not in there.
I don't think so.
Okay. So with that being said, the number 1 cigar voted on by club members is the Room 101 Matt Booth, AJ Fernandez. This is once again that AJ connection.
Another AJ
pulled out.
Yep.
It's the 12th anniversary. So what we have, 4 of the top 5 cigars is kind of got AJ roots.
Yes, sir. Yep, completely undisclosed as to what went into this, but it's 100% AJ. It has those flavor profiles like a lot of his stuff does, like the San Lotanos, like the Bellas Artes. It's got a lot of those same flavors in there that we really, really enjoy. It had that Maduro leaf on there that they won't tell us what the hell it is. I've tried to get Matt to tell me what it was, and he won't do it. 100% Nicaraguan Puro, but he won't say anything about the damn blend. 6452 Toro. If you can find it out there in the world, it's going to run you about $11 a stick. Whoever has them has the last ones because he made
small batch still has them. I bought a 5-pack last week for $55.
I think Club Humidor, Joe still has some as well.
Smoke Inn still has a few boxes laying around. But as soon as these boxes are gone, they are gone. George, I'm with you. That 10th anniversary was.
I think the 10th.
Yeah, that was.
I'm with you too. The
101.
10th I love. The 11th not so much. The 12th is better than the 11th, but the 10 is still the winner.
Yes,
hands down.
That's my flavor profile. I've been smoking the OG boot stuff for a long time. I mean, I loved his original lineups and stuff like that. That's, to me, that was just the signature of his cigars, was that 10th anniversary. And I didn't realize how limited the damn things were, so I keep scrounging to find more whenever I can find them out there in the world. A few folks, matter of fact, Chris Hoffman hooked me up with some not too long back. He found a box of like 15 of them. You know, I had to buy all of them. I only collected 13. I told him to keep the rest as a finder's fee. And you know, I mean, it's just a great cigar. I mean, that's all the OG flavors. Again, 10th, 11th, 12th, all done by AJ Fernandez.
Right. So that's the theme. And I'm going to put both of y'all on the spot one at a time. I will go with Oki first. For sake of not just making your brain explode and me telling you, give me your top 5 of the year. I do this every year. How would you rank these top 5? Your rankings of the 5 we just announced.
I have my top 10 that I legit smoked in 2021. If we want to come back to that here shortly.
Yeah, okay. Now that you got it done, we'll circle back. But take the top 5 we just voted on, and how would you shuffle those top 5 up?
In the 5th spot, I've got to put that Tabernacle Goliath. For the simple fact is I was not a huge fan of the ring. It took away from the flavors that I fell in love with the Tabernacle cigar. It just expanded them, made it a little too airy. It didn't burn right for me. I've smoked 5 or 6 of them, and I didn't enjoy that one as much. But it's still a very good cigar. Nick Melillo did a fantastic job. Number 4 would definitely be the Viva La Vida Club 500. Again, it's just not my ring gauge. I love the more concentrated flavors that were in the OGs, that they were just a little bit better. Even the Atlantic exclusive kind of hits me just a little bit better. And let's see, what the hell else do I got?
Espinoza
101 and Amendola.
The Azulejo is probably number 3 on here because it is not the damn Descuro. It is a fantastic cigar. I will buy boxes of this shit as well, but this is going to be one of those cigars that I smoke whenever I'm in the mood for it. It's not going to be one of those that I just grab and go with all the time. But fantastic cigar. The sweetness on it is nice. I do like it. Very, very good cigar. Number 2 would be the Amendola Pedrino. I love the flavor profile in that cigar. That reblend, they did a fantastic job. I am very glad that they went with AJ Fernandez on that. Granted, I'm an Espinosa guy. I love Espinosa cigars. I don't know what that cigar would have been rolling out of the La Zona factory. It would have been a good cigar, I have no doubt. But that little bit of signature AJ that they threw at that right there, absolute fire. And then the number 1, I did probably out of these, I grab one of these once a week. I do smoke the hell out of that 12th anniversary just because it's cigars. I mean, that it's just got the flavors that I always enjoy. I can have it with a bourbon. I can have it with a high proof bourbon, low proof bourbon. I can drink it with or have it with scotch. You know, all of that. I mean, it's just all around. It's a fantastic cigar. 100% smokable for me all the time, regardless of the time of day.
Okay. Well, we'll get back to your actual top list, James. I'm going to run through mine real quick, and then I'm going to give you the floor.
Do it.
I'm very similar to Oki. Number 5 would be the Tabernacle for me. And I'm the same. I think we're identical. The Viva would be 4, the Espinoza 3. The Amendola is number 2 for sure. It's one of the best cigars I smoked over the last year. And that Room 101 12th would have to be my favorite cigar that came out this year that I'm smoking.
And I'm going to be a broken record. It's going to be 3 for 3 because that's exactly the 5. That's exactly the way I put the 5. With the Room 101, again, like you said, Oki, you know, just kind of a regular smoke. You can grab it, and it's got all the flavor profile that you love. The Amendola would be, you know, a very, very close second.
I mean,
I know.
It's mood. That's the whole point. It would be my mood.
Chris is teasing us on screen. If y'all don't know, Chris is dropping teasers to us.
Oh, I know.
That Amendola,
I'll be checking my mailbox for that one.
Like I said, when we talked about it earlier, it hits all the flavor profile that I absolutely love.
Yep.
And not to compare it with Room 101, but they've got the same type of flavors, and maybe that's because it's an AJ. They're not alike, but they are. and that's just my flavor profile, which is why I like most of the ones here in the top 5. They all fit that leathery cocoa coffee with a little bit of nut, with a little bit of cinnamon, a little bit of anise thrown in there. I don't go towards a cigar that I can just smoke and not think about it unless I'm fishing.
Yeah, the
Other than
top
that,
3 would
I
definitely be tenths of points for me.
Exactly.
And it would be extremely mood dependent on which one I want.
Yeah. So
All right,
I think to me, that would be what we did would be definitely my top 5, putting it that way.
So we're pretty much, I mean, we're clones. We would
Oh,
readjust it
yeah.
the same, and
Yeah.
AJ rules the world, basically. So
AJ Fernandez.
all right, Okie is going to give us his actual, because Mr. OCD done made his list. He's going to give us his actual top 10 he's loved this year.
Yeah, and and I mean, all of this stuff is stuff that I smoked in 2021 for the first time. There's nothing on this that I had some holdovers and stuff like that. I already spoiled it earlier in the pre-show. I'm a Padron junkie, and I smoked the Padron 80th for the first time this year, and that cigar is flat out amazing. I will spend the $30 a cigar for that thing to have it on special occasions. By far my favorite. But I mean, just running through some of the rest of them, some of these were very limited releases. The Viaje Mrs. Hatchet that just came out. If you can find that damn thing, go find that Mrs. Hatchet. It is fantastic. Probably the smoothest Viaje I've smoked. That's an Aganorsa product. So again, if you don't go with AJ to make a cigar, you go with Terrence and go to Aganorsa and make one.
I normally gripe at the price of Viajes, but once I smoked that, I was like, okay, I didn't mind.
Yeah.
I didn't mind that box I had to buy to get this damn cigar now.
Exactly. Dunbarton Tobacco and Trust for Smoke M's The Great Smoke this past year put out a limited run. It was the number 38. It took Steve Saka 38 tries to get this damn thing. A couple of tobaccos in there that he doesn't normally use. That thing was flat out amazing. Probably one of the best Dunbartons I've smoked. Espinosa actually gets 2 in my list.
Nice.
Espinosa Elite this year, they brought back the Especial, and that is a cigar that I have been missing. And they brought back the damned the Especial this year in the Elite boxes. I know they brought that wasabi barber pole and people loved it, but man, that Especial was a trip back. Little nuance difference from the others. I still have some OG Especials, great cigars, but definitely that one hit. Also from the Smoke In Connoisseurs Club, he let Eric do whatever the hell he wanted to do. Eric came out with a Costa Rican Puro. And wow. It had such unique flavors to it whenever that thing came out. By far, one of the most unique smokes that I've had. I am sad that I only have 5 of the damn things left. The Black Label Trading Company and Fox Cigar exclusive, the Araposa Negra, they are still out there available on Fox Cigar. If you are a Black Label Trading Company fan, and I'm a huge fan, I mean, come on, I got their poster up there. It is definitely a Black Label James Brown beauty. He did a fantastic job blending that one. Go out, $10 a stick. I mean, it's tough to beat that one. I did smoke an Opus X. My very first Opus X this year was a Stefano Ricci clothing exclusive given to me by somebody that Brian knows down in Vegas. Amazing smoke. Absolutely fantastic. Again, Padron 80th. The HVC Black Friday with the slight reblend that they did this year. By far one of the best cigars that I smoked this year. Amazing cigar. Again, HVC stepped it up just a touch, tweaked it a little. Just fantastic. Then the Roma Craft Black Irish, the 2020 version. I had been gifted that one, had been sitting in the humidor. I said, the hell with it, I got to smoke this thing. The Black Irish is my favorite Roma Craft. By far the most flavor intense cigar with that barber pulling that they did on it. Great job using that Candela wrapper in there with that really heavy broadleaf. Smokes beautifully, all the right flavors. And then I'm kind of a big Sky homer, you know this, but it is not any of their core blends. It's the damn Mad Minnow. So if you want a short smoke and an absolute Habano hammer, go out and find you the damn Mad Minnow, because it will knock your ass in the dirt with all that Habano flavor to it. So 10 cigars that I smoked for the first time in 2021 that you definitely have to go out. And if you want me to post my list, I'll post it somewhere. But definitely go out now that we're going into the next year. Go back, pick all of these up, smoke them. You're not going to regret a damn one of them.
So, what would you say out of your list was the Padron your absolute top?
Absolutely. Absolutely. That Padron to me is what a cigar should taste like.
And that was the 80th you had, correct?
Correct. The 80th. I mean, I smoked the 50th. I smoked the 45. I mean, I've smoked tons of the regular 26s, the number 2s. I've smoked the 64 and the natural and the Maduro. I love the 1000 series cigars, both wrapper shades. Padron is the cigar. Hell, even the Damaso, their Connecticut, is fantastic. But
let me throw something out there real quick, since Chris, the Cigaraholic, is wanting to tease us. Chris, do you have clothes on, and do you want me to send you a link to this on Discord real quick? And you get in here and tell us about this new cigar that's about to drop. You never know what you're going to expect on these.
Yep. 10
But
seconds.
I think Chris should get his butt in here right now.
And again, I think you said it earlier, Jason, but it's really incredible. All of the, like Billy and Gus and the Amadolas and Cigaraholic, those that follow us and will watch the show with us. It's just incredible. And I remember, I remember what Billy and Gus told us. I believe it was last year that, or it might have been the year before last, but, they sent us a personal message that said, it's great. We know we have a good cigar, but you're the people that smoke it. You're the people that we're making this for. And when you find that our cigar is that great, that makes us happy. That's what we're doing it for. And so, again, for those manufacturers that are out there, for those owners, thank y'all for being on here. Thank y'all for producing great cigars. And I know I'm absolutely giddy when you put out something new and we get to try it, and it's such a great cigar.
Well, and
we're taking all of our money.
Oh, and what I love about this, what we do, we're in no means are like companies that our top list is swayed by advertising revenue.
Right.
I ask the members, they vote on what they like, and I've heard it from different guys in here before that to them, this means more because they know it's coming from the mouth that smokes their cigars. So for us to say you're our top 5 this year, we're legitimately the ones out there buying their product. We're smoking it. They're not sending us a box and buying ads for us to push the product.
Well,
we're smoking it. We're remembering it. We're buying it. And then we're saying, hey, this is a great cigar.
Yeah. And to me, it's one of those deals is, okay, everybody knows that I love doing reviews. But I don't feel like I can put my word and my heart behind a review if I didn't buy the damn cigar.
Absolutely.
Or legitimately traded.
Or if you didn't like it.
Yeah, or I traded a bought cigar for a cigar. There is a purchase involved with these cigars. So I'm spending my money. And whenever I smoke it, I want to be able to give somebody that's going to go out there and spend their $8, $10, $12, $15 on a cigar. I want you to know that whenever I say that I enjoyed it, that it's legitimate. I don't want bullshit. I want you to know that all the 10 that I just named, the top 5 that were on here, that, by me saying what I did is no bullshit. I mean, these are all great cigars. And again, I mean, it just goes back to the fact that, these guys are out here, and back to the boutique spend, because we talked about this last year. Boutique cigars are here to stay. AJ may be a big guy. I mean, he may have all kinds of stuff in there, but the guy's got a boutique brain. Same thing with Terrence at Aganorsa. Same thing with a lot of these other guys. The Oliva family are the same way. They sell a lot of tobacco to these other places that make these fantastic boutique cigars. And again, we're going out there and we're buying boutique. We're not going out there and buying the big names all the time, because we know that these boutiques are, I mean, if they don't have a hitter, they're gone.
They're gone. Yeah.
If Billy and Gus if they would have missed with the Viva, no telling where they would have been. You know, if Chris and Jeff would have missed with some of this Amendola stuff, the initial stuff, I wasn't a big fan of your Kefi stuff. I'm saying it, Chris. The hell with you. Love you. But the Kefi stuff I was not a fan of. But now that they've switched over to the other factories, they're making absolute fire. So,
Dude,
I mean,
the best
it's
thing
all about
Amendola ever did was switch factories, man. They're just phenomenal now, man. That was game changer. I'm saying it. I said it. I'm saying it.
Yeah.
So,
And so
I
I
want
know-
two quick things real quick. Chris, I messaged you on Discord and I sent you a text. And I also want to give a shout out to Mr. Jay Havens. For you guys that have been around, he was one of the first 6 of Barrel Burners. He's not around in the club no more, but he is my best friend and my golfing partner tomorrow. Jimmy the Deuce knows him personally. So big shout out to one of the founding members of Barrel Burners that popped in tonight.
Sir.
And just an overall great guy.
Yeah. And Amendola, man, I mean, I appreciate the kind words, man, but it's all because of the product you're putting out. Your product's easy to push because it's great. And I love the fact that we have been there with you guys through this journey and we're seeing you grow. When I seen that article today that came out and I reshared on Facebook through the Barrel Burners page, man, it kind of, in a way, you feel like a proud papa or a brother or sister that they accomplished something and you're there cheering for them. And you were like, I was there during this. Man, we helped.
Yep, absolutely. Hell, I remember whenever Chris sent us some of the original stuff and let us smoke some of the OG, and he's just like, listen, dude, I want you to tell me what you think. Be real. And that was a part that I loved about that, is because we threw down and told him legit what we thought, and they took it.
We've never pulled punches.
All right,
we've always been honest.
Hang on 1 second. Bam! There he is.
Boom!
What's up, gentlemen?
Oh, no,
Whoa.
man. We were wanting the wife beater tonight. What's up, Chris?
Nah, man.
You know-
I was just dealing with stuff, dealing with my daughter and my wife,
Well, you can't pop in and dangle a carrot in front of us like that, and me not put you on the spot, because this is the first I'm hearing of this cigar, and I'm not going to let it go down like that. We need to know. We need to scoop.
Nah, man. So listen, first off, I just want to start by saying thank you to all you guys, man. I know I've been a little MIA. Certain people in here know I've been going through a lot on my own personal stuff with my family life. That's neither here nor there. But I've been a little MIA from social media, but we're still working behind the scenes and we're still doing our thing. Jeffy's been out there really repping hard for us. I'm taking care of a lot of the back end things, but I just want to let all you guys know, man, listen, I appreciate you guys. Jeff appreciates you guys. And, Okie knows I bust his balls enough on it. And Jason, we're one of those brands that we don't forget where we come from, man. You motherfuckers have helping us out a lot. We want to put a great product out for you guys. And we appreciate that. You guys have, really given a lot of good feedback on a lot of the big changes and the new things that we've done over the last year and a half, between all the factory changes, and you guys always stuck with us. You always stuck with us, man. And that means a lot. So I just want you to know I got nothing but love for all the Barrel Burner community. And you guys all know how to get in touch with me and know that we're an open book. And if you need anything from me or Jeff, all you got to do is drop a fucking line, and we're there.
Yep.
So,
Family,
I just want to start
man.
off with that.
Family.
That's how it goes.
All
man.
about
That's how it
family.
Family.
goes.
And we alliterated to the fact, and you said this stuff about the factory changes and all that other stuff. Where you guys have come from on the OG stuff, whenever you were throwing out the 2000, when you were throwing out the OG Maduro, the original Cannoli, the original Pedrino, all that other stuff, where you come from with that cigar, congratulations, because those cigars were on the right track. But whenever you guys decided to make that tough switch, factory to factory, I mean, that's a bold move.
That's huge.
No, well, I mean, listen, that was a big part, and a lot of you guys kind of, some of the people here that, Jason, Okie, that I've personally, and a lot of guys on here, know me personally, know what we went through, when, going through that, and once me and Jeff partnered up, there was a lot of changes that needed to be made, moving forward if we wanted to be able to succeed in this industry and be able to compete with some of the other, things that were on the shelf. We need to bring fire. And, we had some issues with the old factory, and that was the first change that needed to be made once me and Jeff agreed to partner up. That was the first big change that needed to be made. The other one was the distribution side. Shout out to Illusione Cigars, Howard, Brian Matola, Dion, obviously. They've changed and streamlined our business immensely. Before them, we had Dustin, who was also great, but he had a lot of other brands, and I was trying to do a lot of stuff on my own on the back end as far as business and stuff. So they were really able to streamline our business and help bring it to where it is now. We got a long way to go. We're honored to be on this list with some of the people that are on this list. Billy and Gus are great guys. Obviously, Matt Booth. All these other. Obviously, we got a lot of love for Eric. Obviously. So we're just honored. We're just honored to be a part of this list. We worked really hard to get here, and you guys have helped us. You and a lot of the other supporters along the way, and we don't forget that. We never will. That's how it goes. So as long as you guys keep on liking what we're putting out, we got some other things and ideas in the works that for down the line. But for right now, we're really trying to rock out with what we got. We're not trying to be, an LCA or gimmicky where we're going to come out with something like, I know everybody in the industry likes something new, and I get that. But we've been working so hard with the factories that we got and the blends that we have. I mean, listen, we have 9 blends. We have 9 blends, and that's from 3 different factories. So, and we also have an infused blend, flavored blend, so like we have ideas about where we're going for the future. But we also want to really indulge in what we have right now, because we want to be a long-term company. We don't want to be a company that's just going to, all right, we're going to make some gimmicky stick now. We're going to sell the shit out of, but then like nobody's going to remember it in 2 years. You know what I'm saying? So like we want to be able to be, a legacy brand that in 20 years we're going to still be around. You're going to still, I'm going to still be talking shit to fucking Oki over the internet in 20 years. You know what I'm saying? Like that, so. We want to be new age, but we also are, like we say that all the time. It's like, I hashtag that a lot too, like tradition with edge. Like we're a little edgy. We're not your everyday normal cigar manufacturers. We embrace that. We're not trying to be anybody else. We just do what we do, and we appreciate the fact that you guys recognize that we're working hard and we're really trying to bring a different little bit of a vibe, as well as a diverse amount of tobacco. Listen, we did that on purpose. Where we're dealing with a couple different factories. We could have went with one factory, called it a day. Shit, it would have been a lot easier. Let me tell you. But when you're dealing with 3 different factories on 3 different timelines, production times, you really got to know how to balance things. It makes it a little bit more difficult. So, but we did that for a reason, because we want to be able to bring you guys a little bit different flavor from each different factory. And the Mexican San Andreas from one factory doesn't taste exactly the same from another factory. They're different. They're fermented differently. They're aged differently. They're different crops. It's different. It's different. So we wanted to be able to have a little diversity in our portfolio for you guys. So hopefully, you see that, you appreciate it, and we appreciate you guys, man. I appreciate
Killing
you guys.
it, man. And I'm going to stop you before you get on to the next cigar. There's 2 things. One, and most people are going to hate me for saying this, thank you for getting rid of the wedge tip. I appreciate you for that.
No.
That was the old factory, man.
No.
Yeah, the wedge tip had to go, man. I hated the wedge tip. It felt like I was trying to call deer or duck or something when I was smoking.
Well, you know what? I didn't want to get fucking sued, Jason, okay? LSD was about to come after my ass for that shit. So, no.
And the other thing, Jeff is telling you to show us that new special.
Yeah.
Oh, you know what?
Yeah. While you're on,
I know Oki loved the wedge tip, but I fucking hated the wedge tip. I'm just gonna throw it out there.
It's all good. Hey, listen, Oki kept it real, and you know what? That's another thing that I love about you guys, because you guys know me when I was just kind of dipping into this, and when I was just more of a collector and I just love tobacco.
Oh, the retirement.
I know you motherfuckers will always keep it real, man, and you guys know I always will keep it real. You guys know that I like good shit.
Yeah, I will never forget the fucking retirement box. The retirement box is legendary. If you guys in this chat have never seen Chris's retirement box, go to our YouTube page, watch the featured barrel burner. Chris has a retirement box of cigars stored away for retirement.
So this is the new special. It's a 6x54 box press, Oscuro Maduro, Oscuro Habano out of AJ's factory. Dude, I'm literally smoking one. I'm almost down to the nub on mine right now. But it's same packaging as the one that when we redid it with Eric. We still did this through Eric, just like the Pedrino, man. I mean, Eric's been great with us. He's the one that facilitates this process. When we went to him, he was like, listen, man, I can't get the dark tobaccos that AJ can get, and I was very specific on, me and Jeff were very specific on, the blend for the Pedrino, man. That had to be Connecticut broadleaf. I mean, I'm a Connecticut broadleaf whore. That is my shit. And, the binder is special too. And, so it had to be that. And Eric was like, listen, Eric, AJ's got some great broadleaf right now. So we went with that, and it was great. And what happened with this was, listen, the cigar that Eric gave us was great, but it tasted different when we were blending it, and then over time it changed a little bit, and we weren't happy. It wasn't hitting where we wanted it to hit. So we went back to the drawing board with Eric, and we reblended it. We actually did this in January of this year, man. It took, this whole year to finally get these. And this is the new version now out of AJ's factory, not out of Arizona. It's out of San Lantano. 6x54 box pressed Oscuro Habano, Nicaraguan. So,
and that ships this week to all the normal stores.
That ships.
Carry your line.
Yeah, so I mean, we'll be available obviously in Privada. Shout out to Brian. Privada. He'll actually be I'm sorry. Let me not say that. He actually got Pedrinos. So Brian will have a lot of Pedrinos. Atlantic will have both. I think Smoke Inn's looking into getting some. We got, obviously all our other retailers that hopped on board. So, I mean, they're limited quantities, man. I'm going to be honest with you. Both of them are limited quantities. We don't have as much as we would have liked, but we got what we got right now. So.
Hey, I just
get on them, man. That's all I can tell you. Get on them. That's all I'm gonna say.
Hey, I just bought my Great Smoke virtual ticket, which means now I've got credit with Abe, so I'm gonna be on buying your shit. So
yep, absolutely.
Okay. All right.
Yeah, we'll be refreshing the sites for the next week, waiting on them to drop for sure.
Nah, well, listen, I love you guys, man. I'm a ball buster. I like to bust balls, man. But in all seriousness, you guys are awesome. All of you guys, I got nothing but love for you. You guys ever need anything from me, all you got to do is drop a line. You all got my number. You give me a call, DM me. You know that we're a pretty easygoing company as far as being able to get in touch with the owner. I got motherfuckers hitting me up for T-shirts, for fucking patches, and they're like, oh, what do I owe you? Nothing. Listen, man, just support us, bro. Support what we're doing. You guys keep on doing your thing. We'll always support you. I got nothing but love for you. And
I do have to say that is the one T-shirt I don't have.
That's because they don't make them in that big of a size.
That's it.
They don't make them
on
that big.
Instagram. DM me on Instagram if you. I gotta see. I'm running low on shirts, guys, but we're gonna do something different soon. We're gonna do. I know I've been saying that, but we've been so focused on getting the new cigars and the blending, like that. The swag kind of has fallen to the side because, in my opinion, the swag's great, but at the end of the day, the cigar's got to be.
It's about cigars,
right?
Yeah, so.
Chris, I do have to say the crest that you came up with, Amendola, is so classic. It's so Italian. It to me, it's just fucking amazing.
Listen, I gotta give credit where credit's due, man. Like when I linked up with Jeff, that was the one thing we kept was the logo. Everything else, I'm not gonna lie, and he'll tell you. I came in and I was hard. I'm like, listen, because it was his baby, So I'm like, listen, this needs to change. This, and he went on board because he knew they were good ideas. Now he's like, bro, he gives me a lot of credit. I love Jeffy. That's my dude.
The new bands,
but I gotta give him credit too. I gotta give him credit too. That emblem he came up with, that was before me. That logo, he made that logo on his own. Now we changed everything, but we kept that fucking logo because we love our
black
logo.
And silver on that Especial looks so classic.
The bands I redesigned.
The bands were the game changer, man.
I redesigned all those.
Of the bands.
Yep.
Yeah, so, we did a big. We spent a lot of time, man. I spent months on that, and Jeff knows, man. I worked my ass off on a lot of that. The boxes, all the new box designs. I mean, it's the total package. Listen, you guys know I have a retirement box. I fucking have a shit ton of cigars. I'm degenerate with it too, just like you guys are. But it's the little touches, man. It's the little things. They count. How it's packaged, how it's boxed, how it's presented to you. All that counts. You know, I mean, at the end of the day, it's the cigar. But all those things equate to a good product, and you got to have it all, especially not for nothing if you're going to be able to compete with some of these guys, that these big conglomerates that me and Jeff are going up against. You know, like, we got to compete with that. We got to bring the fire, man, and we can't spare no expense. We can't cut corners. Well, it costs money, but
the first thing with a cigar is your sight. Presentation is going to grab your attention and make you want to try that cigar, and then once they smoke it, it's over. They're hooked. But you got to have some sort of presentation when somebody walks in a humidor that their eyes are going to gravitate to yours, because, I mean, there's so many different bands and there's so many different boxes out there. If you don't have something that stands out and grabs their attention before they even smoke it, they're just going to overlook it.
Just going to walk by.
Yeah.
No, and that's why it's got to at least pop. And that's why when I linked up with Jeff, I said, listen, you know, why are we doing the Spanish thing? We're Italian. Let's change the fucking names. Everything's in Italian. The Naturale, the special, you know, Special, you know, Pedrino's Godfather in Italian. Obviously, cannoli, you can't get more Italian than that.
Right.
And then, you know, like, you know, and then, like, so why don't we just do what we do, represent who we are and what we do and what we're about, and, like, fuck everything else, man. And like, it's worked out for us, man. You know,
like the Maduro spelled with the letter T instead of the letter D. People are fucking it up all the, you know, but I mean, that's the thing.
It's authentic. Yeah.
Well, this is what it was. My like, in the beginning, people were like, "What, Maduro? You spelled Maduro wrong." And I'm like, "No, it's Maduro, because we're doing it in Italian." And they're like, "Oh shit, that's cool." Like, it's not totally different where it's like, "What the fuck is that?" Where it's throwing you off. It's just a tad bit different, just to set us apart just enough, but not where it's too far out there. You know what I'm saying? If you look at the back of the inside of our bands, you know. You got honor, you got respect, loyalty, respect on the outside of the band. If you look on the inside, it's onore, which is Italian for honor, on the inside of the band. So that's a little touch when you get back to the back of the cigar, you take it off, you look on the inside of the band. Oh, it's, you know, something a little different. You know, so it's little shit like that, man. It all matters. It all matters, especially, like I said, when you're going up against, you know, my father and Padron and Fuente and Cohiba and Davidoff, and, you know, you gotta show that you're trying to look at the little things, and that every little detail matters because you care that much. You know, I mean,
and some of the conversation that we had, you know, whenever you guys were first starting out and you guys were still running with Keefe and all that other stuff, you know, you had said to me personally that it's like, we want to compete with Padron, which for me, you know me, I'm a Padron guy.
Me too. You know me too. That's my favorite brand.
Yeah.
I mean, I'll take it, you know.
And you said
other
that.
than Amendola.
Correct. And you said that, and it's a bold statement that you want to compete with those right there. But I think the part that helps you out a ton is it's not a Padron. Is there's a uniqueness to each one of those blends that you're not going to find in a Padron cigar. And,
no,
you know,
I appreciate
time, you know,
that.
making that niche and making that legacy where you're going to have the Pedrino, that you're going to have the cannoli, that you're going to have the especials and stuff like that can set their bar. You know, that's the next generation of smoker that's going to remember that cigar.
Well, I mean, in all fairness, I mean, and Padron's great. I love every single Padron, so don't ever, you know. But that's why we're doing it a little different, because Padron only gets Padron from Padron. Like, we're getting from La Zona, we're getting from Ganorsa, we're getting from, you know, we even deal with Martinez in New York. We deal with, you know what I'm saying? So, you know, and we do that on purpose. And that's what I'm trying to say. Like, you know, we want to keep it fresh. We want to keep it different, where it's like, wow, okay, like, I might not like the core line stuff, but I love the signature series stuff, or I just love the cannolis, or I just love only the core line stuff, or I just love their flavored cigar, or, you know what I'm saying? So, if there's listen, if you can't find something within our lineup over 9 blends that we have, then I don't know what to say, you know, from 3 different factories, like that. I don't know what to say, you know, but we tried our best to keep it diverse, you know, and not for nothing, you know, I mean, listen, we have a fucking bull on our cigar, so our cigar is not going to be weak. We make cigars for cigar smokers. You know, a lot of our cigars, some people will say, oh, they're a little too strong or they got too much pep, but like, I don't know. I smoke 2 or 3 cigars of my own cigars every day, and I'm fine. So I mean, everybody's got a different palate, but we like to make more bold cigars. That is true. I mean, even our Cremoso for Connecticut has got some oomph to it.
Yep.
So does the
Yep.
Cannoli White. It's not. I wouldn't say it's a mild cigar. But
Not your grandfather's Connecticut.
What is it?
Not your grandfather's Connecticut.
No, and we did that on purpose because not for nothing. I mean, we remember even with our old factory how popular our Connecticut was. So when we went to Terrence and we started dealing with Aganorsa, we told them, listen, this has to be as good, if not better. Like it can't go downhill. It's got to go up.
Yeah.
So like, and we knew that our old one was, even the one out of our old factory was had a little spice for it and kick for Connecticut. Me and Jeff added a little extra something onto the filler, and with the tobacco coming out of Aganorsa, shout out to Terrence and Eduardo and all those guys over there. They got great tobacco, man, and that's why we made Aganorsa our core line, honestly, because it's through and through. Listen, Aganorsa is a well-oiled machine, man. They do everything from the seed to growing it, to cultivating it, to fermenting it, to aging it, to rolling it, to packing. They do everything. You know what I'm saying? Like, so when you're dealing with somebody like that, like I want that to be my core line. I want that to be my bread and butter. Like you have a Connecticut, a natural, and a Maduro. Like, and a Toro size. That's it. Take it or leave it. They're all awesome smokes. They're solid for $10, $11 a smoke, $10, $11 a smoke. I mean, that's why we made Aganorsa our core line, because they're reliable, they're solid always, and they're consistent, and they're their own supplier, and they get their own tobacco. So those are all things that come into play, we appreciate where we're at. We got a long way to go. We appreciate you guys. I don't want to keep on talking your ears off because nobody wants to fucking hear from me no more. Get Jeffy's pretty ass on here. Get fucking Jeffy
they got what they wanted out of you. A new cigar coming out this week, so they got what they wanted.
So, but you guys enjoy the rest of your show. I just want to say thank you to all the barrel burners. I got nothing but love for all of you motherfuckers. You need anything from me, you can hit me up anytime, any day. I might not get back to you right away, but I will get back to you, and all these guys can attest to that. And you know what? Whatever you need from me, you got it. All right? So, fuck you too, Okie. Lick my nuts. And I'll talk to you guys later. All right?
Have a good night, Chris.
We appreciate it.
Fellas. Thank you, guys.
All right, guys. So, that was good news. Good to hear. I can't wait to try that. Another.
Yep.
We'll have those sold out in the first
we'll have
2
those
minutes.
sold out in a week. All right, so what I'm going to do, guys, I'm going to go through the top 10 one more time for everybody. We've had a few stragglers come in, and then we're going to call it a night, and everybody get back to their lives. Number 10 was the Privada Blackbird Vince. Number 9 was the Perdomo 10th Anniversary Maduro. Number 8 was the HVC Hot Cake. Number 7 was the Street Taco. Number 6 was Privada Room 101 Murder Hornet. Number 5 was the Amador Pedrino. Number 4, Okie's going to say this one for me because I'll butcher it.
The Espinosa Laranja Azulejo.
Thank you. Did you call me a butthole? Okay, number 3 was the Viva La Vida Club 500. Number 2 was the Tabernacle Goliath. And number 1 was the Room 101 12th Anniversary. So once again, we pretty much all boutique cigars other than, 2?
Yep. And I guarantee you Matt Booth would have been here tonight, but if you keep up with Matt on his Facebook and all the rest of that stuff, dude was hooked up to an IV today.
Yep.
So he even missed one of his exclusive drops down in Texas. So, whenever you're visiting with your higher power tonight, whatever it happens to be, send him some prayers and positive vibes that direction. I think it ran through his entire family. So I guarantee you that asshole would have been here and celebrating his. He would have
jumped in at some point. I was gonna say the exact same thing. Shout out to him and his family. And he's, if you know me, you know that I've been a Room 101 smoker from before he ever got into jewelry. I've still got some one-offs in my humidor that I pull out every now and then. But prayers for him and his family, that full recovery from whatever that they have.
For sure. And Bruce, you better get busy. You've never had any of the top 5, man. You're missing out on, I would say 4 you need to try for sure. The Goliath, if you don't like that size, it's okay to skip it. But the other 4 of the top 5 are a must try for sure.
It is still a good cigar. If you're a big
it is a good cigar.
Guy, smoke the damn cigar. As I will always say, palates are subjective. I don't care what cigar you smoke, what ring gauge it's in, whether you're silly enough to smoke box press or not. Exactly. So, whatever you want to smoke, man, light it up.
And again, with it coming in as number 2, obviously our club loves this cigar.
Right.
Yeah.
So find some kind of alliteration of it, whether it's the Goliath or the bigger ring gauge from it, and try it out.
The Corona is fire. Trust me. Go get the damn Corona. It will change your life.
For sure. All right, guys. Thank you for everybody coming. Thanks, Amendola, and thanks, Billy and Gus from Viva La Vida for actually being in here and watching us as we unveiled their cigars. They had no idea they were in it, where they would land, so it's always good to see their genuine reactions.
We need El Pulpo. We've been waiting long enough.
El Pulpo. Every time I talk to him, he said the blend's just not there yet, and I appreciate that. That tells me they love the product. They're not rushing the product. They want it to be right, so I can't knock them on that, but God dang it, I'm ready for it.
Yes,
I'm tired
sir.
of waiting. All right, guys, have a good night. Y'all two stay here for a second, and everybody have a good night. We'll see y'all in chat.
Good night, everybody. Thanks for following us.